In today's video, I am going to build an annoying team that was also used and won in the Pokémon Europe International Championships and Regional Championship team by Wolfie VGC. That's right, a Perish Trap team. For those of you who don't know, Perish Song is a move that, when heard by all the active Pokémons, will cause them to faint after 3 turns have passed. However, this move is easily countered, as all you need to do is swap your Pokémon and the counter is gone. That is why I am going to build a team wherein I try to trap my opponent and prevent them from swapping out a different Pokémon. My strategy is to have Politoed learn Perish Song. Mega Gengar would be the better option since it has the ability Shadow Tag, which prevents opponent from swapping as long as Mega Gengar is on the field. However, since I don't have a Gengar, I settle for Politoed instead. Next would be to use Bastiodon with the ability Soundproof, making it immune to Perish Song. I will then teach it Block to prevent my opponent from swapping out.
I also have Komodo learn Soundproof for backup, and have Aurorus learn Aurora Veil to lessen the damage while I slowly stall my opponent.
With all this set up, I now begin my strategy. First is to let Aurorus use Aurora Veil, while Politoed use Perish Song on the first 2 Pokémon. I would then swap Aurorus out for Bastiodon and try to block my opponent and prevent them from swapping. From there, all I have to do is stall and wait for the counter to reach 0. With all that said, let's see if this team is worth a shot.
First, let's use Perish Song. Now time for Aurorus to use Aurora Veil. By using Aurora Veil, this allows me to lessen the damage I receive. If I didn't use Aurora Veil, my Aurorus would have less HP left. Time to swap out Aurorus for Bastiodon to set up Block. I'll then let Politoed use Protect to stall my opponent. I shouldn't have bring out Bastiodon this turn. I'll use Wide Guard to protect my team from the Earthquake. Wide Guard is a move that protects my team from multi-target moves like Earthquake. Can't believe I flinched there. And he didn't even use Earthquake. I got baited. This is really bad for me. Well, looks like my plan has failed. Only one more turn left. But he still has 2 other Pokémon. Time to swap out Politoed for now to save him for his other 2 Pokémon later. I just hope they don't swap both of them out now. This team has a few flaws to it. First is the reliance of Perish Song. Second is that my team has no means of stalling other than using Aurora Veil and Protect. There is not much I can do to stall my opponent. Lastly would be coverage against Fighting and Ground type, as 2 of my Pokémon is 4 times effective against Fighting or Ground type move.
Ooh. Easy! Ooh. Easy!
And now, only 4 of us remains. That means they can't escape my Perish Song, since that's his last 2 Pokémon. The problem is, if I can land my Perish Song and survive long enough to reach 3 turns. No! Well, this plan was a failure. I also lost this battle due to my poor decision-making, leading to one bad decision after another. Time to lock in for the next battle. Time for a change of plan. I'll start with Aurorus to set up Aurora Veil, while Komodo does chip damage. They targeted my Aurorus. Now I don't have the chance to set up Aurora Veil. I'll let Politoed use Protect first, since that Flapple could one-shot it. I'll let my Komodo handle both of them. I didn't get to take both of them down this turn, but at least I managed to get rid of his Excadrill. Now that's left is his Flapple. Nice try, but my Perish Song can pass through your Protect. I finally got rid of his Flapple. That's the only Pokémon that can one-shot my Politoed. I wanted to get rid of both of them at the same time. Oh well, I'll just let Perish Song do its job. With only 2 Pokémon left, I can use Perish Song without worrying about my opponent swapping out a different Pokémon. Alright, Perish Song successful. All I have to do now is to stall it out for 3 turns, if it was that easy. But since I got inflicted with Toxic, It is now a race to see who can win first. My Perish Song or Toxic? Which would take my Politoed out first? I should have used Protect there to save my Politoed one turn. I can't believe they both survived with red HP. I was sure at least one of them would go down with me. They even took out my Kommo-o. Only 2 turns left for Skeledirge and 1 turn left for Toxapex. Come on, Bastiodon. Just need to hold out for 2 turns, then we win. That's 1 down. Only 1 left. Time to risk it. Use Protect again. Using Protect in a row decreases its accuracy by 1/3 each time, and I can't believe I was able to hit the odds. This lucky move allowed me to win the game. For this battle, it looks like my opponent is also running a Perish Trap team. Only difference is his team is better than mine, as Mega Gengar can trap me in battle. It's a good thing I started with Kommo-o. Now I can set up with Aurora Veil and start doing damage since my opponent used Perish Song for me. Since my Pokémons are trapped, I might as well deal some damage. Now, the countdown begins. At least Gengar only disabled my Aura Sphere. Incineroar was able to successfully avoid Perish Song by retreating and lowering my stats at the same time, and he can summon him again next turn to lower my stats again. Alright, Aurora Veil is now set up. Now my Aurorus can help Kommo-o do some damage. His strat is to stall and trap my Pokémon with Mega Gengar until Perish Song hits 1 turn left. He will then swap it out, leaving me unable to swap out mine since Shadowcag is still in use until Mega Gengar leaves the field. So I have no choice but to sacrifice my Aurorus, hoping it can at least take one of their Pokémon down with me. He predicted my Draco Meteor and summons out Incineroar to lower my stats again.
Really?
But luckily, Aurorus was able to get rid of him. Sadly, my Aurorus also goes down this turn due to Perish Song. My Draco Meteor missed again. Now it's my turn to use Perish Song. Since we are both down 1 Pokémon, and both of our Pokémon has Perish Song, the only difference now is how we strategize. My opponent plans on utilizing Shadow Tag to trap me until Perish Song reaches 0, while my plan is using Perish Song accompanied with my Pokémon that is immune to Perish Song and stall. For now, I'll just let my Politoed use Substitute to avoid taking a lot of damage. My plan now is to use the Substitute as a shield while I use Perish Song. Hopefully, I can probably do this strat for 2 to 3 turns and stall them out. But I gotta be careful since my Politoed is very low. Hyper Voice can hit me even if I used Substitute? Apparently, it can, since Hyper Voice is a sound-based attack that was introduced in Gen 6, where it bypasses the Substitute and deals damage directly to the target. But Pokémon with the ability Soundproof are immune to sound-based damaging moves. This means I have a chance to win since 2 of my remaining Pokémon both have Soundproof. I can just ignore the Sylveon and focus my attacks on my opponent's other Pokémon. Before we proceed further with the video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more contents like these.
And now back to the video.
Now that Basculesion is gone, I now stumble upon my final obstacle. Both my Pokemon's attack have no effect on both of their Pokemon, since Sylveon is a fairy type, making my Kommo-o useless, and Bastiodon only has Body Press, which is not effective on Sylveon, and has no effect on Gengar. I just need to stall out the Sylveon and think of a plan on how to deal with the Gengar.
Oh, look at him joke!
Why would Gengar use Perish Song, since my opponent already knows that both of my Pokemon is immune to Perish Song? He just basically Perish Song his own team, and since that's his last 2 Pokemon, there is no escaping. To make things harder, Kommo-o and Bastiodon was hit with Yawn, making me unable to move. Thankfully, Sylveon fainted due to Perish Song. My opponent forfeited even though they could have won.
I'm stronger. I'm smarter. I'm better. I am better!
If you enjoy this video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this.